You guys see that? That is the Chupacabra Cantina. I knew there was a reason I liked Austin. Maybe we'll look for the Chupacabra while we're here.
We found the Museum of the Weird in Austin, Texas. Doesn't get any weirder than this. Let's go see what we can find.
The first thing you'll notice is that obviously I'm far too large to fit inside these traps. If I did, it'd be a different show, the world's smallest man. Hey, the guy can dream, But I've got to come up with another way to entertain and amuse you. Here's to hoping that what I've come up with is sufficient enough.
Oh, not so bad, so definitely on there.
Oh.
Just 1 second, sorry about that.
No, they say it's rude to talk to your mouth. Hey, that first bit of the pain-proof man did not impress. It's quite alright because the next bit uses a slightly larger trap. Now, here are my hands. I hold a long spring trap, a model number 1.5. These traps here are actually illegal to use in most states here in the U.S., except for select few, the big one being Texas. And just to demonstrate to you how this works, it's quite simple, you see. Underneath your jaw, set the pin underneath this trigger like so. And then the next thing you know, lo and behold, you've got yourself a brand new fur coat. Perhaps a nice pair of fuzzy boots, right? Whatever floats your boat. But hey, now that we understand how this works, let's go ahead and set this up just one more time. I always take this second to say that I do love performing. How could I not? I love the sideshow. I love everything to do with me. But if there's one thing I've always heard about love, let me tell you, love hurts. And I suppose in this case, love might be a little more appropriate, Now, as you can see, it appears that this hand's in one solid piece, and moving all these fingers means no fractures. But it always goes back to people thinking I'm bluffing my weight in this. So luckily, I have this one simple test that I'd like to do to prove this thing is real. So if you'd like to do me a bit of a favor, reach out and grab that ring right there. I want you to give it a good little pull. The whole thing's really on there. Definitely not going anywhere. And that's what makes this such an effective piece of equipment. I'd shake your hand. I'm a little preoccupied. Thanks for helping me out. I've been doing these these acts are going on 4 years now. When I started off, I was a traveling performer. Go from place to place, from venue to venue, crammed into a van full of 14 other weirdos. 15 of us total, and each and every one of us presented one act in mind. Was the human blockhead.
Oh no.
Now, if you've never heard of a blockhead, it's quite alright. I've heard a lot of people say that'd be a real blockhead who attempted. So the first thing I'll need for this act will be one hammer. Just an ordinary everyday hammer like you get at your hardware store, here, there, or anywhere. You got yourself a hammer, and the next thing you'll need will probably be one nail. So what makes this such an unusual act is the last thing I need, one human head. Now what I'm going to do right here is use this hammer to drive this nail into the very center of my skull. Right before your eyes, you've got to see it to believe it. Hey man, it doesn't work, don't panic, you know, the exit's the same way you came in. Please watch your step on the way out. So here we go. Human block. There you have it, 5 inches of steel in the very center of my head. You know the right side is the fastest way to clear the sinuses that I know. Yes, each and every time you have trouble breathing, grab a nail and shove it back there, you too can be breathing freely in no time. And it doesn't pan out. All your troubles are over. Now as the old saying goes, what goes in must come out.
Oh.
Thank you. Now the human blockhead is an old sideshow act that dates all the way back to 1929 and was invented by a man named Melvin Burkhart. You know, some people believe the act is outdated, old-fashioned, no longer entertaining, so luckily performers have come up with all sorts of variations. A personal favorite is an act called dental flossing. Let me tell you, everybody knows dental flossing is a great way to clean out a dirty mouth, and by that logic, dental flossing must be a great way to clean out a dirty mind. Now technically you two are in a splash zone, but I'm a favorite, you see? Keep it pointed that way.
Oh, wow.
So now that I'm all sitting and stand up there, not a dirty thought in sight, let's move on to something just a tad more respectable, shall we? The ancient and honorable art of sword swallowing has its origins in India, roughly around 2000 BC. And in the world today, there are an estimated 100 sword swallowers still performing, one in every 250 million people. As far as I know, I'm the only sword swallower in Austin. I'm one of 8 in the entire state of Texas. This right here is the shortest sword a performer can swallow and still be considered a sword swallower according to the people at the Sword Swallowers Association International. That being said, you know, a lot of people believe sword swallowing is a magic trick. I get it all the time. The explanation I hear quite often, the blade of the sword collapses into the handle. But to demonstrate to you that what I'm doing is the real deal, let's take the handle out of the equation, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and dismantle this handle, placing all components of it on the table. So when the handle comes apart, the only thing that remains in my hand is the blade itself. I'll in turn swallow this blade and take a deep bow before you two, so you can be sure that there are no magic tricks or illusions. Because as I said before, this is the real deal. There's an old saying in this business, down the hatch, without a scratch.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Now this being the shortest sword a performer can swallow and still be considered a sword swallower, for some people it's not that impressive, you know, it's quite alright. I'm not offended, but I did come prepared. So after swallowing that sword, I'm going to go ahead and move up 24 inches of steel. This sword here will go over the lips, between the gums, behind the heart, between the lungs. The tip of the sword here will stop right in the very bottom of my stomach, roughly about here. The tip of the blade will narrowly miss all vital organs by mere millimeters, and it descends into the very center of my core. But you've already seen me swallow a sword once. So let's make this one a little more interesting. While the sword is suspended inside my body, I'll juggle these 3 clips over here.
Oh, geez.
You know, for some people, regular sword swallowing is not enough. Now, as far as I know, I'm currently one of less than 10 in the world right now doing this act. So one last time, here we go. Down the hatch without a scratch.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Let me tell you, that's the thing of proof. Once and for all, men can't do 2 things at once.
Wow, that was some really weird stuff, huh? It was right up your alley, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, I guess we
we've seen about all of the weird stuff that we can in Austin for right now. So check back next time.